So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So let's continue our journey, our series of planets through houses in Navamsa Chart in Vedic Astrology. And in this particular video, let's try to understand planet Mercury placement in the second house of your Navamsa Kundli and what are going to be the results that are particularly associated with this Mercury placement in your second house. See, first of all, whenever the planet like Mercury is going in the second house of your Navamsa chart, the financial security is going to become a very, very big question in front of this Mercury. And Mercury have the capacity to generate more than one income streams in your life. Specifically, immediately after getting married or as you are going on one-on-one relationship with someone else, this Mercury have the capacity to increase your incoming gains into your life. Because this Mercury is going to be a very entrepreneurial kind of a Mercury, or you can consider this as a very financial savvy kind of a Mercury. Specifically, if the zodiac signs of Venus like Libra and Taurus, or if specifically Mercury is posited in its own zodiac sign like in the sign of Gemini or in the elements like Virgo, then this Mercury have a very strong inclination in the field of speculation. Like earning money through share market and stock market is particularly going to be seen with this Mercury placement in your second house. On the other hand, this Mercury is also going to have a lot of spiritual inclination. When I say spiritual inclination, so this Mercury specifically when posited in the zodiac signs of Pisces, like debilitated Mercury, in the sign of Scorpio or some sort of a water connection, if this Mercury is going to create in your second house, then this the capacity to go more and more towards the spiritual side of the life. I will tell you either of the sides, it may be going in one financial side, or if this Mercury is going in the spiritual side, it become very, very difficult with planets like Mercury in second house to create or form a balance in your relationship aspect. Because if you look into the Navamsa chart, the seventh house, which is naturally going to become the house of your partner, this second house is actually the eighth house for your spouse and life partner. And Mercury in this house, that is second house, this is the house of transformations which your partner is going to experience immediately after getting married. So this Mercury in the second house is although going to create a lot of like financial gap between you and your partner, or you can say that earning potential of you and your partner is going to be having a very huge number of gap present over there. And that is where one person in marriage is going to thrive more and more towards achieving financial security or financial success, or even going to provide financial security towards the family, whereas the other person, because of its financial gap, is not be able to get up to that extent. So that will create some sort of a mature level of conversation between the husband and the wife. And that is also the main reason why this Mercury have the capacity to remain non-satisfied. Now it doesn't matter whether you are married to a one person or maybe some different person, but some sort of non-satisfaction inside your relationships or inside your marriage will eventually going to be coming because of this Mercury. Because Mercury tend to feel very disturbed because of the financial security in the second house. Also, if you try to understand this placement in more detail, try to look into your natal chart first, that is your D-1 chart, and then try to look its placement in the D-9 chart. Now, if this Mercury is gaining connection of marriage houses in your D1 chart, like Mercury is gaining control over the 7th house, or even 8th house, even 12th house, even 4th house, and even 5th house. So if Mercury is gaining control of these houses, particularly in the D1 chart, like either Mercury is posited in these houses or its zodiac sign is posited in these particular houses, and now if the Mercury dignity is getting very big in the Navamsa Kundli, then this Mercury have the capacity to even delay the event of marriage up to the age of 32, 36 and sometime 42 as well. Specifically, if the Rahu and Ketu axis is going to be involved inside this Mercury, either in D1 or in D9 chart, this will create a lot of pending life karmas between you and your life partner. And this is more going to be of a on and off kind of a relationship. Like you are revolving around similar kind of a circumstances with regards to relationships and marriage. This is Mercury is not creating the yogas of separation. Don't think like that Mercury tend to separate you and your life partner. No, this is not separation, but this is going to be a karma like revolving around the similar kind of a circumstances again and again into your life. So this is not giving full breakage, and this will also not give you permission to live on a very healthy and a cordial relation. Even this Mercury, if it is gaining control over the 5th house in your natal chart, then children are also going to be considered as the biggest source of blessings into your life. Specifically from the prosperity wise, Mercury in the 2nd house tend to be very, very effective when it comes to the utilization part of the money. Now here understand one thing, Mercury hunger for money is going to be present over there, irrespective of its zodiac sign placement. Mercury have the capacity to earn lot of money, because Mercury, the sense of security inside Mercury will only come if there is enough financial backup. All the planets in the 2nd house benefit, specifically Venus, Jupiter, Mercury. So their main goal is to provide something for my family. It may be in the field of financial security or some other form of security, and Mercury is that particular planet that have the capacity to provide security around a family. So this Mercury is keep on thinking, how can I provide that sort of a financial security towards my family? And once that Mercury will try to use its tactics, it may be using some other methods, earning through speculation or through some other areas. Mercury tend to go more and more into the field of professionalism, or you can say this Mercury is moving to behave more in the materialistic manner, specifically in the 2nd house. Now, even after acquiring enough funds, I will tell you, like even acquiring a good amount of money with Mercury placement in your 2nd house, still this Mercury keep on chasing. Because Mercury don't know when to create that stoppage in front of me, or which amount of money is necessary for me and my family. And that is not only because of your insecurities, you are constantly chasing after monetary gains. This is also the lot of insecurity which is coming through your partner's life as well. Because initially I told you the gap between you and your partner is going to be very huge. Even the family gap, if you try to understand in more detail, like you and your in-laws, so their financial status is going to differ a lot with this Mercury placement. And because of that, a lot of gap in between that financial status between both families, or you can consider financial status between you and your life partner, one tend to dominate one another. So then this Mercury, you can see the negative side of this Mercury will also played out after marriage. Specifically, if they keep on chasing after the materialistic riches or materialistic gains. It is much preferable, first of all, if you are having this kind of a Mercury placement, it is much preferable for you to get married specifically after the age of 35 and 36. And that too, you need to find that kind of a spouse or life partner that is going to have a lot of cultural differences present between you and him, or you and her. Because when that cultural differences are eventually going to be coming inside your marriage or relationship, this Mercury then don't tend to superimpose his philosophies or ideologies over the other people. Then this Mercury tend to enjoy that cultural differences a lot. And that cultural differences is going to give you enough time to understand one another. And then this is going to create a lot of stronger bond between you and your partner. Even if it is having a very strong interconnection with the 5th house, like suppose in your D1 chart, 5th house is ruled by Venus, and in the Navamsha Kundali, Mercury is posited along with Venus in the 2nd house. So this Mercury have the capacity to influence all the other planets which are present around this Mercury. So as I have given you the example of Venus from the 5th house in your natal chart is actually getting conjunct with this Mercury in the 2nd house, then this have the capacity to enhance the qualities and significance of planet Venus as well. And that is luxury. Venus also represents your peace of mind. It represents the liquid currency, even all the luxurious lifestyles. Venus is also somewhat connected with the spiritual side of the life. So Venus now is getting conjunct with Mercury. So Mercury have the capacity to influence this planet in your D9 chart as well. So immediately after getting married, the Karak Tattva or the significance of Venus is also getting activated because of this Mercury. Fifth house is also the house of your children. So after having a children in your life, this Venus significance is also getting enhanced because this is in connection with Mercury. You need to understand planetary conjunctions in Navamsha chart as well. Try to study planetary conjunctions not only in D9 chart like Mercury and Saturn is conjunct over there, Mercury Moon conjunction in my second house. No. Try to understand its conjunction first in the natal chart. Combine the significance of both the planets that actually existed in the Lagan chart or in your natal birth chart. And then try to superimpose that planets in your Navamsha Kundali and try to read its results. Even if you want to understand the triggering point of events, like when one particular event is going to be triggered in my life, suppose Mercury is in conjunction with the 7th house lord. Suppose you are Aries ascendant or maybe Libra ascendant in the natal chart, D1 chart. So in case of Libra, 7th house is governed by planet Mars. Now this Mars is getting conjunct with Mercury in the 2nd house. Now if you want to understand the practical significance of the event of marriage as well, like when the event of marriage will occur in my life. So here the Antardasha of Mars will not only trigger, the Antardasha of Mercury will also trigger that particular event in front of you. Because Mercury, whenever it is in conjunction with other planets in the Navamsha Kundali, this have the capacity to influence other planets. And because of Mercury influence over the other planets, this have the capacity to give results of other planets in its particular Antardasha as well. So I hope you have gained some deep insights in this video with me. If you have any queries, any consultations with regards to your Mercury placement, any other career, marriage or spiritual consultation, do let me know. I will try my best to respond you back as soon as possible. So till then, please subscribe my channel below and make sure to hit the like button if you really enjoyed this video. And please don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well. And I'm going to meet you very soon in the next video. Till then, bye-bye and take care.